Hey guys, this is a general reading for Taurus for April 2020, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you're significantly drawn to this video, if you have Taurus somewhere in your chart or significantly in your chart, even if you're cross-watching, like you know somebody, who is a Taurus, basically if you're just drawn to this video for some reason, for more of a complete picture, or if this doesn't resonate with you, check out the videos I've either already made or will make in the future for all these same conditions that I just said. Please know that energy is fluid, so some, none, or all of this may apply. This could have already happened. It could be happening now. It could happen in the future. I could read this as love. It could be career. I could read this as you. It could be someone else significant to you. So flip-flop it as necessary. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. Take what fits. Leave the rest. You know, some, none, or all of this may apply. So don't make it fit if it doesn't. Thank you also for those of you who ask about like donation information. For reciprocity of energy, or if this video has helped you, it means a lot to me. Also for services, I love working with you guys. My PayPal information for donations or services is in the description box below. Service information is in the description box below. The only thing that's not up yet is my shamanic services. So if you're interested in that for like soul retrieval, shadow contracts, illuminations, destiny retrievals, if you're interested in any of that, send me an email. It should be up soon. I know I keep saying that, but it's just crazy times right now. So I will get it up hopefully relatively soon. If you're interested, email me though. Also, if you can't donate or you can't get a service with me, please keep in mind every now and then, you know, stay tuned, because every now and then I do free services, whether it's a raffle or just a giveaway or something like that. So also another way you can give back and for the reciprocity of energy and even give and take and as gratitude and help me and help my channel is by commenting. It takes 2 seconds just to leave a little how it applied or not, or a little hey or whatever. And like the video, share it if you can to try to circulate to people who may need to hear this. Please make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell so that you don't miss any upcoming videos. I still have a lot I have to get out. I actually have videos made that I still have to edit and do stuff with and put out, so you won't miss any of those. I do want to start going live, so it'll also notify you of that, because people may need help during this time or to talk or whatever. So just make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so you get notified. Also, please make sure you are subscribed if you think you already have, because I know myself as well as other YouTubers have had a problem with people being unsubscribed and they didn't do it and they just found all of a sudden they were unsubscribed, and I noticed not long ago a huge drop in them, and I'm like, that's too much for people to be doing it. So I don't know what's going on. Just make sure you're subscribed, okay, and hit the bell. So I think that's it. But thank you for those who do help me out, because pretty much everything I get from this channel goes towards my healing journey, and I take that money and I heal myself and I learn new things to heal myself, and then I take that in turn and use it to help heal people who really need it during this time. So thank you so much. So I'm going to get started now with the reading. If I think of anything else, I'll let you guys know. I hope you guys are navigating all this well and keeping your head up. Just stay in your heart of love, okay? So Taurus, I really get a lot of stuck vibe here. But it's more than that. So I'm not going to sit too much on this. We're just going to start reading and channeling. Also, I haven't really got a lot of it with the Tauruses. Maybe it was Taurus. Just so you guys know, yes, I read the cards. But a big part of my gift and the way I work is I channel. And I channel by not only what to say, so it guides me as to what the cards mean, because you can have one card that means a million different things. It's just a tool. So it usually does it by what I think and what I talk about telling me what the cards mean, and I do that through talking. And I also am a guide in this lifetime and a teacher and a motivational speaker at heart. So that's another one of my gifts. So please know that when you come here, this isn't about just simple reading the cards and bam, bam, and on and off. I bring more energy and more value to these readings, and I'm not saying others aren't valuable, but this is what I bring, and this is what I'm meant to bring, and I do it through a totally different way of doing it and my way. So please know that how I do things is how I'm going to do things, and I'm not going to change that. If you have any advice, please offer that. I'm always willing to learn, and let me know what would be a good idea, what you think, or whatever. But don't tell me to hurry or get to the point or not talk, because that is part of my gift, and I will not be silenced. It is part of me and of channeling and of how my guides work with me. I don't know if it'll always be that way, but it is right now. So please understand that this isn't just a simple card reading. This is actually like a channeling and life guidance, and through my talking, I'm channeling the energy, not just the card. And by doing that, I channel as I talk. So please understand that, okay? In the center of your reading, you have the Two of Wands reversed. So a big, either not knowing where to go or not making the decision to do it. It's just almost like a standstill, whether you can't see or whether you're resisting it at the moment. I just really get either not being able to see or not wanting to. There's a total either block or shutdown of energy. And I'm sure some of you might be blocked up and need to clear that, but I think it's mostly a choice on your part, because I think you're waiting or resisting to when you either know what to do, or where when you feel better, or like when you can see or know, like you're just waiting for a better time. And I remember when I first laid these cards down, I really got like a large vibe. We'll see as I channel if it stays that way, but about waiting for the right time. And a big message in it was, this is exactly the right time. Even if it's not pleasant, even if it's not exactly what you looked like, or like what you want it to look like, or how you want to feel during this. Like, I think Tauruses, a lot of times when they go to move, they want to feel good while they do it. And I don't think that's possibly really going to happen right now, because I think when Tauruses feel good, they tend to have more of a lock on themselves. And so right now, this seems to be a time really where they want you to move forward in a shaky way and in a not knowing way, because that's really where the beauty happens. And this is one of those things I have a hard time with, because when I move forward, I try to do the same thing. But I know whenever I do my work, some of my best and most magical moments and things where times when I tap into things that I didn't even know I had within myself was when I just like opened myself up and was like, I have no idea what's going to happen, or I have no idea what to do. And when I just go to that, I don't know, but I'm willing to listen, I all of a sudden get guided what to do, and like really awesome, cool things happen. And I think that's really what this is really guiding you towards. Is I feel a big resistance on Taurus's part because you're waiting until things are like, this is what's crossing you, is the Six of Pentacles. You're waiting until things are right, things are balanced, they're equal, and I just really get it's like this is the energy of what's crossing and influencing. But it's kind of tricky in a way, because you would be like, oh, this is what's here and this is what's coming. Like this is the energy coming in, you would be able to see this. And the vibe I'm getting from it, and I'm sorry if I'm having a hard time talking right now, like I am personally going through a lot of shifts myself right now. And there's a lot of energy right here that's really just doing something I don't know. So, just bear with me, okay? It's not going to look like this when it comes in. This is the end result, which is what you're wanting, right? It's like you want things to be right. You want to know what to do. You want to feel better. You want to feel stronger. I mean, really anybody, but especially any earth sign, when they're navigating and moving forward, they want to do it in a confident, you know, healthy, like, I got this kind of way. I mean, most people do, but especially earth signs. They really value that stability. And whatever is coming in, I don't think is going to look like that at first, but it is leading you to the Six of Pentacles. So A, it's going to push you, yeah, exactly what I'm saying. The Chariot. It's going to push you forward, and it's going to push you out of this. You're not going to be able to wait. There is no being ready. There is no right time. If actually this is the right time, it's just you don't see it yet and you don't know why. You want to be comfortable. You want to be a certain way, but let's be honest, for most Tauruses that are ascending, if they're comfortable, they don't ascend. They usually just chill. They might learn a little bit and do a little whatever, but it's really that pressure or even pain or uncomfortability that gets a Taurus to move. And I don't know if it'll always be that way. Like I said, as Tauruses are ascending, it's that way because Tauruses, in their old ways of being, they like to be comfortable. So they'll know what to do, but keep putting it off until they really don't have a choice, because things become so uncomfortable that they do the work because they want to get comfortable again. So if we ever change that, because I'm a Taurus sun and Mercury, if we ever change that, then we may not need that, because we can choose to do it on our own out of self-love or out of mind over matter, or like mental discipline and self-love. But whatever it is, and this might be different for everybody. Some people might not need that push, and then this will just come in and it's bringing you balance. And not even just balance to move you forward, but I view the Chariot as the reason you're moving forward is because you are now more in alignment mentally, your higher self, your lower self, your shadow, all those. Mind, body, soul, basically. You're more in alignment in all your purpose and what you want to do. It's not like, oh, I really don't want this person, or I really don't want this food, it's not good for me. But the other party is like, yeah, I do. it tastes good, or that person's fun, or whatever. It's like all of you is more on the same page, which means now you could start to move forward. And then the discipline is really going to have to kick in, because the card after this, well, depending on the deck, is either strength or justice. Either way, it works, because strength, you're going to have discipline through all this, and justice is it's coming in for balance and to make things right. So bear with it that even though it doesn't look like this on the surface, it is where it's taking you. I think what it's actually more going to look like is what's in your foundation, and that's the Tower. So just look at this with gratitude. And I don't know if this is going to be an emotional release or more energy being sent up through your crown, because that's really what it was pushing to me. And just looking at this card, and I don't know if I'm feeling you guys or if this is just mine, and I don't normally get this when I look at the Tower, but it makes me want to cry just looking at it. I want to release. So you might have some other type of release or energetic, whatever, alignment. It could be awakening. You get what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. I don't necessarily think it can be for some that this is going to be really a teardown of your life. So it could, but the main thing of all this is it's going to be inside of you. This is more internal. Yes, it could be pushed forth by external things. I think most Tauruses are mostly just going to feel the energy of it and the energy of the transits and the electricity of it. Yes, it's very much a Scorpio card. So very transformative, but also it's very much an Aquarius card, and it's the electricity of that. And we do have Saturn. I think it's already in Aquarius till it retrogrades in a little bit. So, I mean, you take something that's like karma, lessons, discipline. Are you doing the right thing? In something of Aquarius, which is humanitarianism, doing the right thing, not being selfish, not greedy. They really don't like a lot of those energies, at least the more balanced ones, and higher knowledge, like a higher, that's why I say, like, I was really drawn to this for like the crown, and I don't always get pulled to that for this card. Some of you might have that energy, just go the rest of the way up. Let's see. I feel like you're just going to be like purging and releasing some more energy. So you have the Death card. So some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio, or just be in that, what does this mean? It's like Death reverse, 10 of Cups. Some either illusion or a way of seeing things, or dream, or what you've wanted, or what success looks like, or whatever, may come crumbling. Tell me a little bit more about this. Something you were probably holding on to that was stopping you from fully really pushing forward. Even if you weren't literally holding on to it, like you could have been like, no, I want to let go of this, but something energetically was. I feel this is now energetically moving and becoming unstuck. You were going back and forth, and it was stopping you from really going forward. So again, Here we have King of Cups, again, a Scorpio vibe. So you have the Tower, Death, King of Cups. Some of you literally this might be about a Scorpio, dealing with a Scorpio. But there's something emotionally that's just, it needs to come out. It needs to be addressed and it needs to be looked at. If it's not a Scorpio, it could be somebody who just, maybe they're a little more emotionally distant, like they feel certain things, but they don't really express it. Tell me about the King of Cups. So here's your strength. Seven of Cups, Lovers. Yeah, like, it's just probably, it's probably a connection that's not good for you, whether it's a person, a job, or whatever. And there's something that's needing to be released here about some connection or the way you're seeing things. And it's really dealing with an inner part of you that needs to be looked at and kind of gotten in check, but also letting it have a voice. And sometimes, I know a lot of people see that as discipline, as holding that part of you back. But one thing I've really realized in doing a lot of shadow work or just sitting there and thinking is, sometimes in order to do shadow work or to let that part of you be seen, not sometimes actually, most of the time, you have to let that part of you up. You have to let that part of you be seen and have a voice, whether it's right or wrong or not. You know, sometimes you have to keep your adult hat at the door or your spiritual hat at the door and just let come up what needs to be come up. No buts, no whatever, no nothing. Just let it come up so that it can be seen and heard. And that allows the evolution of that part of you to be able to release that energy and transform. And then, like this in the Chariot that was earlier in the smaller clarifier card, be integrated within you to actually be able to move forward. There's a huge thing here of not being integrated. And that's what's really, I think, stopping you or blocking in a lot of ways. And there's something about this person or this thing or this belief that is doing that. So I'm just going to move off of that. In your past, you have the Sun. And then below that, two other cards that wanted to come out was the Star and the Ten of Wands. I think that you saw something. And I think mostly what you saw and what was illuminated, besides that inner part of yourself, I think you got a glimpse of it. I don't know if it got shoved back down but I think you saw a glimpse that this path that you were on, or whatever you were trying to do, heal or whatever. So I'm going to go two ways with this. I think you realized that it was actually more of a burden than something that was actually really good or healing for you. I think you also came to realize, so it's and or, but I think you also came to realize that your new path that you're realizing is probably also pretty burdensome. It's a lot of weight and spiritual weight to carry. Now, on one hand, just as a piece of advice, we're bulls. We were made to carry that weight. And I hate saying that because I feel like we're going into a time where we need to lose the mentality of having to carry all that weight and having to have things be difficult to be an accomplishment, or to have all that work to get something abundance-wise out of it. I think we're moving out of that. So maybe that's another thing you're realizing, is things don't have to be as hard as you've thought they had to be or always tried to make them to be. Maybe you realize you complicate things. But either way, what I'm trying to say from it is not to do that, but it's that if things are difficult, see, are you doing anything that's making them more difficult, and are you resisting? But also that we were made sturdy, right? Like Tauruses they're the sturdy sign. They're made more physically sturdy. They're made more like, they're usually a little more squarish in their body composition. They're usually thicker. Not always, but usually. So they're just made a little more, I don't know, it sounds weird saying this, a little more rough and tough in that way, usually physically. I mean, we would be equivalent to a mountain, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that it doesn't move. And it's a bull. So they're made to pull things. They're made to go up against things. So either way, I think one positive way to look at this is, either way, whatever road you were trying to go down, for one, I don't think things have to be this hard. I think this is a big perspective thing and something you might want to release or work through, in realizing that maybe you can let go of the notion that things have to be hard, or that to be accomplished, or that sometimes things just can be easy. Taurus is letting go of that energy of, when's the shoe gonna drop? When's this gonna be taken from me? How hard do I have to work to get this? Like, just things coming easy to them. And where was I going? Let me see. So I don't know which way to go on it. Please keep in mind that a lot of Taurus energy, the reason things seem to be hard, or that we have to work harder, is because a lot of times Tauruses are underestimated. We're usually the ones people didn't see coming. And then when they do, they're like, whoa, Tauruses really bring it when they do. But one of the big reasons why people don't see Tauruses is because Tauruses don't see Tauruses. So they're reflecting our energy. So just realize that it's not just like, oh, you're not important enough, you're not good enough. It's you're carrying that energy to people, and they're reflecting that by them not thinking you're anything significant. That's why usually when we do come through and people underestimated us, we usually are behind, and then all of a sudden somehow we're in front of them, and they're like, where the hell did you just come from? We just fly under the radar because of that. So it's an advantage. But we take it personally, and that's a whole victim mindset there that needs to go. Either let it go so that people can see you, or own that energy so that it's easier to fly under the radar anyways. And you're just like, haha, don't take it as a victim mindset. Just know that that you're going to end up in front, and you're not looking at it like, why not me? You're more looking at it like, they have no idea what's coming type thing. So just a piece of advice. But the other thing I was going to say about this is, as long as your journey is going to be difficult, if it is, maybe a piece of motivation is, as long as you're going to be doing the work, as long as you're going to be doing something, you might as well do something that pays off, right? So keep that in mind, and don't go into, again, a victim mindset about whatever it is you're having to do or go through, because A, it's getting you where you want to go, and B, you're gonna be kind of uncomfortable anyways. So you might as well do the work either way. I mean, try to let this go. And if there's a way you can get stuff done without doing the work, do that. By doing the work, I mean, sometimes you don't have to do hard labor to get abundance. But if you have to, do it with gratitude. Because knowing that this work now, because you're on a better path, will pay off for you, which is another reason why this is here crossing. You're now, more aligned on a path that it's now more your higher self navigating it, and not kind of like your shadow or your primal instinct, survival instincts as a human that's not awake. You get what I'm saying? In your thoughts, you have the Three of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and you have the Six of Wands. So, I mean, you're really wanting to build. You're really wanting to know where to put yourself to start to come together, maybe even working with people to do that. You want things to change. And I think this is matching what I was saying, where before I think you were on a path that you were the one doing all the work and not really getting much of a reward from it. And I think you saw that. And now there's still a part of you that might be like, well, this sucks. I mean, I'm still doing all the work. Yes. But now you're on more of a proper path that is going to pay off for you. Not only abundance-wise externally, but internally as well. And you're starting to realize that, where you either want that or you're going that way because this is what you're wanting to do. And to change this, allow things to change where now you can work, move forward, and be victorious, and maybe even be seen. I don't know. Some of you are going to care about that and some of you not, but to be victorious. In your likely future, you have the Hangman reversed and the King of Swords. You're not going to hold back anymore. You're not going to be in this Two of Wands reversed. You're going to see or realize something. And you're going to take yourself out of that holding, sacrificing, waiting position. Let's see, for craps and giggles. King of Swords. So here's your King of Cups again. What is this? What about the King of Cups and the King of Swords? Yeah. So you're going to make the decision to emotionally leave it behind. Maybe turn this into going after something that better serves you for yourself. But I feel like it's more than that, to be honest. I think one of the energies holding you back is maybe this person or something that's not emotionally balanced within yourself. But I also feel, because the King of Cups might feel certain things but not really say it, I think you're either just going to let it go or you're going to speak of it and let it go. Whatever it is that's been holding you back. Yeah. So like secret and no secret. You're going to let it out. It's no longer going to be hidden. It's no longer going to be unknown. It's no longer going to be that thing that is not seen but felt. You know what I mean? Type thing. You're going to start communicating it. And I think that's another reason for the King of Swords is not just you knowing it and making the decision. It's you speaking it. I think that's why I have so much right here happening with me lately, but also during this reading, I think what Tauruses have had a hard time seeing and figuring out, or even saying, I think is going to get to a point where you can't not say it anymore. How you feel or see yourself is the Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. I think that you see and feel this ball of energy. And it's either bringing up stuff that has been mentally playing in your head that's affected you in an emotional way. It's going to bring it to the surface to see. But you're also going to have to look at it and deal with it. So not only is it an opportunity or it's to me, it's also just an energy that not only is showing it to you, and it might itself be that, but this new energy to come in, you have to work through these energies. It's going to force you to work through these energies. Show me about the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's whatever. So you have the High Priestess. Whatever it was that was not being said, not being seen, not being addressed, whatever was in the way. And it may not be all of it, you know. We're always shedding layers throughout our life. So, but it's something big, though. Whatever this is, and that's why in your likely future, this is reversed, because it becomes seen or it comes out. Like, you can't deny it. This is this. So, you know, it could very much be your emotions. Tell me about some more about the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. And this is what came up before, where I was saying like the Ten of Pentacles, like whether it's family or something just really emotionally to you and how you see things. There's something that I don't think you've seen about what you've wanted, or that you even know you wanted, or it's something like I'm getting, yes, intuition, but more emotion wise. It's more in the shadows. It's what's been speaking to you, but in a way that you have not seen. And I feel like you're going to see it. And that's what this new opportunity is. Whether it shows you a wound, whether it shows you your way of thinking. Tell me about the Three of Swords. I mean, it could be karma. It's just it's a pattern for you to change. And it's going to change everything. Like, that's what I really got when I first, and I'll probably name this video that, but like, everything changes. And I believe for the better. So don't like freak out about that. Might it get uncomfortable for a minute? Yeah, but to me, this feels like a positive change. But you are going to have to deal with something uncomfortable for a minute, because it needs to get out of you. So it's like reminding yourself in those moments when your mind kind of wants to go to that, for lack of better words, victim mentality. Tell yourself, I trust my body to do what it needs to do, because your body is smarter than you, actually. I mean, think of all the things it does, and you don't even have to think about doing it. It does it on its own. But also, besides trusting your body to know what it has to do while it's balancing itself out, damn, I just lost my complete train of thought. It's knowing that I would rather go through this uncomfortability short term at maybe even more of an increased rate, because A, you have to see it so that you can know to get rid of it or transmute it or love it, whatever. And also because it has to move, so it's going to be possibly uncomfortable. That could be perspective. But either way, as it's moving, let yourself know this is temporary so that I can get it out of me or transmute the energy to where it's beneficial, instead of not dealing with this now and it gets worse. It's like that thing about, forgive me if I butcher this, but with like frogs in a pot. If you just throw a frog into a boiling water, it's going to try to get out. It's going to be like, ugh. But if you put it in cold water and you turn it on and it slowly gets hot, it doesn't know that it's getting hot until it's too late. And then it's going to die. So it's kind of like that idea. So it's turning it up, real quick, or it's already hot to make it to where like you can react and do something and move it, instead of it being so slow that you don't even notice over time that it's happening. Okay? I think I'm good with that, so we're going to move on. In your likely future, in your environment is the Justice. And what I really get from this, besides balance and everything, is being made right. It's what's right. It's what's fair. So this really matches what I was saying with this Six of Pentacles, is that your environment right now, believe it or not, is right for the making. It is right for what you want. It is right for where you're trying to go. It's just not your perception of how you wanted it. It's not within your control. And right now, especially with Uranus being in Taurus, that's not going to happen through control. Uranus doesn't work that way. I mean, and then all the things that are in that, I think, in April, if I'm not mistaken, is you're going to have the sun in Taurus, the moon, like all right around the same period. The sun in Taurus, moon in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. Not sure at that point if Venus will be in Taurus, or if it's already moved to Gemini by that point. Maybe even something else. I think Pluto and Jupiter together, then Pluto goes direct. There's a lot of stuff happening significantly planet-wise in April, especially in the sign of Taurus. So this is the making for transformation and for seeing enlightenment, seeing your ego versus your subconscious and your emotions. Saturn being in Aquarius. Saturn is a very paternal energy, but really showing you, like, have you been seeing this higher level of knowledge? It's prime for where you're wanting to go. It's just not going to go smoothly, but only because it's going to be that push that pushes you to see and to move that energy which has been blocking you, right? Like, for so long, Tauruses are like, what is it? What is it? What is it? Why can't I? Which is here, actually, which I'll lead to how your environment sees you. So you could also be dealing with a Libra. Maybe you're going through divorce. I don't know. I'm going to keep this on a soul journey level. or some type of document where you need like a higher, like a judge or something. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But how your environment sees you is the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. And this is the card I was thinking of when I said when a lot of Tauruses, it always comes up for Tauruses and Scorpios, where they're like, Tauruses are just like, when can I get rid of this energy? And this is how your environment sees you, is stuck, not being good enough, not having enough, being in a victim mind frame, having a pity party maybe, being in full self-preservation and trying to lock down to preserve yourself. And really, I just feel like, honestly, this is the energy of the universe right now, where it's coming in to balance things out and make things right. So ask yourself, when stuff like this is happening, how can you benefit from this, and what is it trying to teach you, instead of like, why is this happening to me? I know it's very cliche, you know, and in the saying of, it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. And that really is what this energy is. It's going to be up to you how possibly painful it is or uncomfortable. I mean, it's going to be a little uncomfortable anyways, but just watch your perspective, okay? In your hopes, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So some of you might be hoping for a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, some offer. I more get that you're really wanting to build really slowly. You're really wanting to take your time. You're really wanting to do it at a comfortable pace. You know, dot your I's, cross your T's, whatever. And the universe is like, that's lovely, Taurus, but we're going to more do probably what you don't want. This is in your fears of, you maybe either don't want this energy to go, or you do want it to go. I mean, on a subconscious level, part of you doesn't. But you do want it to go, but you just don't want it to be like really fast and hasty. You're trying to go really slow and comfortable at it. And it's not going to happen. Just saying. Whether it literally is building business-wise, whether it's the release of the emotions. I think you have a big release of emotions coming up. I will say, and I feel this, yes, this is how you see yourself, but another thing it's showing me is this release of emotions, especially in the mental space, it's going to bring you a new opportunity. Whether it is opening space for a baby, or pregnancy, or whether it's, you know, birthing in a form of creation of any form, it is going to open up space, because this couldn't really come in while this was taking charge. It was ruling a lot of your energy. So I do think that a lot of this probably is going to move faster than you want it to. But the likely outcome is you're now more aligned in moving forward. And this is way more comfortable, to be honest with you. To me, it's, yes, it's more comfortable being not in alignment than this fast process of, what do I do? Where do I go? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. And it really hits your security and you're freaking out and you don't know what to do. But it's almost like it rips the Band-Aid off to get you, in the end, more comfortable than where you were and get more comfortable in alignment. And really just moving forward and doing some things. It's the end to being trapped in that old way of thinking. that wasn't working for you. You might have some spiritual battling. You might have a little bit of conflict. Maybe this is going to come from speaking your truth. Maybe something having to do with family or a mother figure or with children, but you're going to have to go within, and it is going to be a little bit of some hasty conversation, but it is going to lead you where you want. I do think this is from you speaking your truth. This is on the energy on the bottom of the deck. Something about, because now you either value yourself or something with, family type stuff, either what you're creative about, something either when you were a kid or just family energy. Maybe it has something to do with inheritances. Maybe that's why what's going on around you, whether through divorce or somebody's past. Money being left to you as a child, maybe a mother passed, or it could be a father. It could just be energy that's being passed down through your lineage that you now have to clear. Either way, this is family stuff. It could be someone you see like a family. I have to turn my light on soon. But it's going to make you see and go within. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo or someone has Virgo in their chart. But there's something really needing to be seen. This could be also the complete to this, where it's mother, maybe the Hermit, it's the father, the family, the Ten of Pentacles, something over time. And then children with the Page of Pentacles. But either way, this conversation, it's going to be fast. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to bring some stuff up, whatever this conversation is. And whoever it's with, whatever action, conversation, thought process. Maybe you don't even end up having to talk to the person. It's just something you figure out on your own and you work through it. But most of the Tauruses I feel like I'm connecting with, this is going to come out in some way through your throat chakra, whether it's talking, creative, artistic, whatever it is, your way of doing it. But here's the thing. It leads you right where you're wanting to go, and it helps you release that energy, because under that, you have the Four of Wands, you have temperance, healing, balance, you have the Empress. And now you're able to take a lot of that stuff that you value, right? Because the Six of Pentacles, which is what's crossing you or influencing you, you now have all this that you're sitting there looking at, right? So you have the Five of Pentacles, which is lack, not enough. Six of Pentacles, where you start to figure out that even give and take and what the energy is that brings abundance. And then now you're sitting here with abundance, because it's coming after this. Here's your abundance. Now you're sitting in an abundance, and you're re-looking at things from a new point of view, because you've learned. You came out of the Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. You've learned something. Now it's brought in abundance. You're sitting in the Seven of Pentacles. And that's why the guy is sitting there strategizing with the Seven of Pentacles, because he's trying to see, which way do I go to create more and keep this energy going, now that you've seen how to do it differently. And you're doing that, and now looking at what wasn't seen before. Either that, or because of that, your intuition is kicking in with it. And here you go with your full Hierophant kicking in, learning the lesson. There's a change, transformation, into something. Now you probably, maybe it'll bring somebody in. Maybe whoever that was you had words with, it will actually transform that relationship and make a healthier thing out of it. If it doesn't, then you'll push forward and be able to build with other people in relationships in a way that you now want to, because you see something in that energy that was stifling and that you didn't see about yourself. And now you know what to work on. Some of you, this very much is going to be, some of you it's going to be a mother figure, some of you a father figure, or somebody like that, whether they have that maternal energy or paternal energy. It could be the whole family. I don't know, but you're going to know where to build and where to go forward after that. It's going to be a total shift in all this. But I really get that it comes from speaking your truth in some way, or expressing your truth. And it's going to be a little bit of a battle for a minute. But remember who you are and why you're doing it. And I also want to say this. Whatever... Try not to cry. Whatever fears come up when you do this, know that it's an illusion. And it's something for you to clear. You are okay. You will make it through. You will be better than you were before you did it. Whether it transforms the situation and all is able to heal, or you have to let that go and you're able to transform and heal. Either way, you transform and heal. It's looking like most of you, the situation transforms and heals though, even if it's rough and patchy for a minute. But just ride that roller coaster while it happens, because these other people are going to have their own truths too. Whether they're manipulating or whether they just really believe it, state yours, but be open enough to hear theirs. And don't, I don't want to say control that party that's coming up, but allow all to have that time and that place to put their truth on the table. And then once that's done, maybe sit with that energy for a minute, let it calm if you're able to, and then come back to the table. Maybe this is what will happen. And then come back to the table once a lot of those emotions are processed, and then form a new way of doing things. Let me see something. Yeah, I think it's going to end up with a new way of doing things. And everybody maybe goes and learns and does together. Some people not. Some people it's just going to be you. Some, the whole thing will, and you'll be able to do it together. But it's going to be rough. So anyways, my main message of that is, don't let whatever is coming up get the best of you. See it. Feel it. Embrace it. Don't even try to judge it. Don't be like, oh, it's not this way. It's okay. Don't think that. Just let yourself think it. Let yourself feel it. Let yourself get to that point where it has exhausted or moved to a point where either it's done or you're done. Not in a hating or whatever way, but in a way where you're just done. You just see things for what they are. And you just allow it to move through you. Because part of you is going to know what's going on, but another part of you is going to be really unsettled, and you may not know why. And that energy is it's just going to have to move through your body. And sometimes, everybody's is different, but sometimes when energy moves through your body, it's painful. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's beautiful, and it's all about perspective too. But if it is painful, just tell yourself in that moment, like I said, I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere. I trust my body to do what it needs to do, and let your body do what it needs to do. And don't try to run from it or stop it or take any medicine or self-medicate to stop it. Let it do what it needs to do. It will process that energy out of you. And tell yourself, I'm willing to go through this right now so that it can either transmute or get out of me, and I don't have to carry it anymore. Because it is a slow death otherwise. So although you might be like, this sucks, I'd rather die. I don't know if you'll think that. But it'll pass. And you will no longer be in the mode of slow death anymore. If you don't do this, you will remain in slow death. And it will get worse. And eventually you will be that painful all the time. Not short term, all the time. And your body may not be able to recover. So, just look at the upside of it. I wanted to look at, I understand why now, but why Tauruses were resisting. And a lot that came up, High Priestess has been coming up a lot for this reading. It's like Taurus is just, Eight of Swords too. Taurus is just waiting for the balance and the healing and the guidance. You have Temperance, which is really about like being guided and healing. You have Page of Cups, and this one really is about them being guided, not only by, I think they're dolphins, but up here, like really being guided. Almost like Page of Cups, like inner child, but being guided by your higher ups. And you have High Priestess, like you're waiting to feel better and to be guided for that information to drop, to know what to do, to give you confidence on what action to move forward. You're trying to break free, but you feel like you're not able and something's holding you back. It's really this energy, though, that needs to be let go of. It's holding you back and it's chaining you. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't know if this is it, but it makes me think of it, like, I forgot the name of it, like, I think it starts with an F, like the wolf associated to Odin, where I think the gods kept trying to, like, chain it up because it was becoming so big and powerful. They feared that, like, it would hurt them or something. And they didn't think it could break the chains. And I think it did end up breaking the chains. And I think it even did kill Odin, if I'm not mistaken. Not particularly this wolf, but the story I'm talking about, it might be this wolf. It probably is, actually. And because of what they thought it was going to do and what they did to it, they literally created what they feared. And it felt so jaded and it felt so bad and wrong itself that out of protection and out of resentment, it then did kill them. Instead of being an ally, it was then, it turned on them. So this gift that you have, because you're holding it prisoner, whether you think it'll be too powerful for you to handle, whether you think it will hurt you, you're holding it prisoner. Meanwhile, waiting for a direction in order to give you the confidence to do what you need to do and give you the information, and you're just sitting here waiting for your mind to get right, to move forward and to build and have the judgment and have this rebirth. You're waiting on what's to guide you. And the funny part is, it's the very thing that you're keeping chained up. You might want to go watch my last Pisces reading because this really lines up with that. Blocking the very thing you're trying to preserve type thing. A lot of people, demonize this part of themselves, or it's bad, or it's going to hurt me. It's very much part of the shadow. And it's the very thing that's going to give you guidance. Again, this makes me want to cry. So you might have these circumstances that bring this up, or this part of you, where you either choose to, or it's just going to come up. It's going to let go. Just like in this myth or whatever, the wolf, it gets loose from these magical chains that are supposed to be able to hold its strength. And I can't remember if it outsmarted the chains or it was just so strong. Outsmarted, for lack of better words. Either way, it got off the magical chains. This part of you will break through. It will come out of your control. You might want to just learn from it and communicate with it and not judge it and become allies with you. That is this guidance that you seek. So whether this turns into your ally or it turns against you and destroys you is up to you and how you react to it. Don't be that person who is waiting for direction and having expectations and judgment that it's going to come from light and fluffy, or it's not right. Because, and I don't say that in a way to if something feels horrible, you know what I mean? I say demons carefully because I believe in the necessity of the light and shadow. It's just, it needs to be balanced. Maybe as we ascend, we're integrating that so it's not so polar. But either way, it's not to get rid of the shadow. It's to either balance it with the light or to integrate it, because they're all part of it. They're all love, So let this part come up, because you're going to be sitting there for a whole long time waiting for guidance, when really you're blocking the very thing that's trying to come to guide you, and that is going to come to guide you. It needs to be integrated, though, or you're going to stay unbalanced. And it's also why you feel scared and afraid and stuck, is because you don't know how to navigate these energies. You don't know how to navigate the valley. The valley maybe of the shadow of death, the valley of your shadow, walking through your shadow. I mean, really, really looking at it in the face. There is wisdom here. There is gifts here. So I'm not going to harp anymore on that. Just let it, do its thing. Because I feel like that's the guidance you're going to be. It's almost like, even though your guides are still guiding you, because they're guiding you to people or situations that can help you navigate through this, there's going to be a level of withdrawal besides that. Almost like when you, I felt very guided during my dark night of the soul, but during my dark night of the soul, I felt really alone at the same time. You feel super alone. But it does that for a reason, because it teaches you to go within and to develop that part of yourself and to bond with that part of yourself and to get to know that. It's to not run to something because it's the bad kid that's the bully at the playground. It's like the parent being like, you're okay. I'll be here if you need me. I will guide you in other ways. But you need to face the bully in the playground. And not in a way where you like kick its ass, but in a way where maybe you try to see where it's coming from. Or even stand up for yourself. Let it respect you. And then both see where you're coming from. Either way, it's going to be different ways you can go about it. And taking that and it becomes your ally. It's literally where like, what is that saying? Where people turn their shadow into their gifts, or it's why the gifts sit in your shadows, basically. Okay. So, be strong enough to know that it's coming to teach you, it's coming to integrate, and it's coming to show you. It's like 111, as I was saying that. At least for me. After I edit this, it might not be 111. But, so that's where your direction is going to come from. And that's one of the reasons you feel stifled, is because you don't know how to tap into that part of yourself, which is also part of your inner child and part of your creativity and part of your genuine self. So you can't have that part blocked off or in prison anymore. Okay? This is very much a growth period for you. You're at an impasse. Growth, impasse, whatever. That's hugely strong. Also coming up with that is Lantern. These were more clarification of why you weren't moving forward. And again, it just confirms it. Lantern, you're really wanting to see and be guided. Eel, I think, was of your genuine self or genuineness. What lurks, electricity, dishonesty. Oh, so basically shadow. Wanting guidance through your shadow and also to illuminate what you can't see. Identity, survival, the opinion of others. So yeah, it's not only is what's in your shadow going to be illuminated about who you are and why you need confirmation or validation or what other people think you're going to have to face as part of yourself. You're going to see some shadow energy within you about who you are and whether to integrate it or whether it's just no longer needed. Is this me? Is this not me? Is this something I've been carrying from online that I'm not going to keep? This isn't part of me or what I want to carry forward anymore. It was never you in the first place. It was just passed through your lineage, energetically or even DNA wise. Oh, that's something else though. I'll tell you, when you have stuff burn out of your DNA, it's a little uncomfortable. So you might have that happen where you literally transmute or you're like done with this energy. And not only do you release the energy, but again, like I said, trust your body to do what it needs to do, because it is going to move this energy. So it might not be painful. It might, especially depending on how you look at it. You can look at it as a beautiful Phoenix energy, and you're just surrendering to it. I can't really say, because the first time I went through it, I did not know how to navigate that energy, and I resisted like a mother, like, you know what I'm saying. And when you resist, oh my God, it is so painful. So this time, I think it will still be slightly uncomfortable. I don't think it's going to be as bad as it was the first time I went through it. I feel myself already honestly slipping into this energy. So, don't resist. Just sit with your body. Don't run from it. And just tell it, I trust you to do what you need to do. And just let it happen. All right, let's see your oracle real quick. So This mirrors your past. It's locked. Also, there's a book. I don't know how well you could see it, but it's the end of the book. It's written in, but it's the end of the book. It's the end of this chapter. The mirror is pointing towards this door. She's the present, this is the past, this is the future. The key is to this door, which is opened, and it's to a book that is open, but it is not written for you to write your new story. And you have ghost lands, which all of these cards, you have ghost lands, you have movement, moonlight, here's movement, reversed, moonlight, reversed, follow the leader, reversed. All of it being stuck, not listening to intuition or emotions or subconscious. Field of dreams, reversed. Not even being able to see where you're going or what you want to do. Very stuck energy. But you came here to hold a higher vibration and to be a holder of a vibration of love. So you're going to have to get rid of these energies that keep you from that anyways, because a lot of people here that follow this are probably meant to do more in this life, especially during these times. So in order to do that, you have to work through these energies, not only so that you're at a higher vibration to work with people and hold that true love vibration, but because how are you going to help other people if you don't know how to navigate it on your own? You also have writing. So you have vibrational, you have rights. So a lot of stuff is going to come down to some of you that creative expression might come through writing. You have right order. This is about in the process, like making things right, like clearing out stuff that doesn't need to be there. So if you have clutter in your house, cleaning that out. If you have dirt in your house, cleaning that out. Externally, internally, in your body. Just putting things in right order as these energies are shifting. Please make sure that you're really taking care of your body at this time. It is really critical. It's really coming up really strongly for me, and I know a lot of people around me. Your body right now, because it's such a time of change and, for lack of better words, stress, and where we're moving, your body is very, very, very quickly going to tell you if you are doing something it doesn't like what you're doing. And it needs you to be really good to it, really loving, really pampering, and really take care of your vessel at this time, because it's going to have a lot of stress put on it due to A, moving your own energies, and B, what's going on environmentally, society-wise, and astrologically. Please eat. If you notice you feel like crap after what you eat, your body doesn't like it. Look up muscle testing. Muscle test the food or any supplements you take. Anything really, you can muscle test. Make sure you get proper sleep. Make sure you have a really good adaptogen if you need it. Whether it's CBD oil, whether it's like ashwagandha, or like even like a adrenal blend, or even just an adaptogen blend. Mushrooms, like medicinal mushrooms, like reishi, I think that's how you say it. Lion's mane and all that, especially reishi is really good as an adaptogen and for stress and immune system and inflammation and stuff. Don't be around energy or people unless you're having to speak your truth to it. That is not good for you or your body. You get what I'm saying? Clear stuff out, inside, outside, mentally, spiritually, physically, relation-wise, situation-wise, whatever. Some of you might even be having this happen with your jobs, where you're like, it's just not good for you, and it just got removed. So just know that it's what's better for you coming. And then you have celestial. I think I'm going to read this, but this is also saying your guides are really guiding you. But I also really get from this that, like, where you came from or what you came here to do. This, I also get a lot here, higher guides, yes, but higher self. Your true self really coming in. Your true magical power self is surfacing. But these are those bubbles that have been held underwater for a long time. So stuff from within is going to be surfacing. But at the same time, it's this beauty and this mixture that is mixed with you dropping in and showing you who you really are, what you're really made of, your gifts, more of them, freedom, ascension. I'm actually not going to read the Celestial card because I pretty much told you what it was about. But vibrationally, your main one in the beginning is you came here to hold a certain vibration and energy. And you need to be able to tap into that. And this is helping you get there. I'm trying to think if I'm done or if I'm going to pull like a shaman card. And then I'm going to be done. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay. Hit the bell. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure YouTube or whoever it is didn't unsubscribe you. Because it is happening. Make sure you hit the bell so there are other videos coming out or for when I go live. I'm going to work on that. Donation information, PayPal information, service information. Everything's in the description box below. Read all of it, including the disclaimer. But if you still have questions, feel free to email me. Everything's in there except for the shamanic services. So if you're interested in that, soul retrieval, shadow contracts, illumination, destiny retrieval, power animal retrieval, email me and see, like, help your energy body or maybe stuff in your subconscious you're not seeing. That's it. All of it's in the description box below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Share the love, reciprocity of energy, either donation, services, or just commenting, liking, sharing. And it helps other people get the message, helps my channel grow, helps share the love, basically. What message do you have for Tauruses for April 2020? I'm sorry, it looks kind of dark. I just don't feel like this close to it. Getting up and turning my light on. So you have the owl. And you have completion. That's some crazy stuff right there. Oh, what's all that? No. Yeah, and you're going to ascend with it. You have magic, the spiral, patterns, and upper world, really connecting spiritually and with your higher self on that. Owl is very much also about wisdom and intuition. There's something you're really going to be completing, some major karmic cycle, life cycle, energy, or whatever. And a leveling up. Really going to be leveling up. But everything will change as you know it. Obviously. I mean, even with what's going on right now, that's pretty much a given. Do you have anything to say for Taurus for April? So you have polarity. Exactly. What I was saying. Integrate your shadow side. There could be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. That's exactly what I was saying about integrating your shadow. Sanctuary. Take time out from the world. Spend more time alone. Meditate or go on retreat. I mean, go figure on that. Anything else? I feel like there's one more. Or two. So you have passion, which went reverse. Do what excites you. Get fired up about your life. Increase your energy levels. Prosperity. A gift of money is on its way. Your income is increasing. Manage your finances with love. I think by doing your passion is going to bring prosperity. And I don't think you've been doing it. I think that's why it's reversed. There's some things it's going to show you. Some part of you is going to get reignited. All right, let's look at what this says, and then we'll be done. The owl. Look around you, notice every detail, and find the hidden messages brought to you by owl. Do not shoot the messenger. Be grateful to the friend who shows you what you do not want to see until now. Exactly. Observe all the facets of the diamond without judgment. I am amazing. I'm just saying. Remember that the facets you dislike are often mirrors of the part of you that you do not want to recognize. Do not be afraid of the truth, and it will become your compass. I'm amazing. I just want you guys to know that. I'm amazing. Okay? I'm just kidding. I'm really not, but, you know, you gotta stay humble, but you get what I'm saying. That's amazingness right there. All right. Completion. I show you these, right? Owl. Completion. You have finished a cycle, and there is no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. In regard to relationships, it is time to honor what has been and find a new form for the future. In your ventures, it is time to reap your harvest. Seven of Pentacles. Completion is a time for celebration. It is the end of summer when the fruit is ripe. Abundance. All right, I'm going to end it here. That was pretty cool. I love you guys. Like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the bell. Please comment and hit the bell and like and all that good stuff. Make sure you're subscribed. If you donate, reciprocity of energy. If it helped you, services. Everything's in the description box below except for shamanic services. Email me if you're interested about that. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Keep your head up. And I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. Right? I'm excited for all of us. I'm riding this out with you. Don't forget, you're not alone. Okay? So you are not alone. But you are strong enough. You're going to get through this. And we're going to come out shining in the end. All right? I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.